Hey, what's up, my guys? Mike here at Practical Training Professionals, PTPGun.com firearms training. Today, what we're going to do is take a look at this online video that seems to be going pretty viral. And we want to look at it for a couple of different things, right? Everybody, wants to talk about it, wants to jump down in the comments, but what we're really not seeing is anybody referencing the law or coming up with ways to avoid situations like this in your life. So with that, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so this is a video that was released by Inside Edition, and we're going to go ahead and watch it.
It began, police say, when 35-year-old Sara Morales, a pregnant librarian, swerved into traffic and intentionally hit a speeding biker. What followed was a drama that played out in a series of 911 calls.
911, where's your emergency?
This woman hit me with her car and fled the scene, and me and two other people chased her down.
A witness told police that the incident escalated when the biker became aggressive, yelled, and started driving next to the librarian. She, in turn, bumped into the...
So what you see here is this lady pulled out, as is prone to happen whenever you're driving. Sometimes you don't spot motorcyclists. She pulled out in front of some bikers and possibly struck one of them. At least that's the story that we're getting so far.
Bike. You can hear the panic in Sara Morales' voice as the bikers follow her to her home outside Orlando.
I'm being followed by three men to my home. I told them to leave me alone, and they won't stop following me. They're following me to my house right now, actually.
She's yelling at them to go away, leave her alone.
Sara.
So apparently, now that she struck one of them, the biker and a couple of his buddies decide that it's a good idea to go ahead and follow this woman onto her private property. Now, maybe they didn't know right off the bat that she was indeed going to her house. Maybe they thought that she was going to some other residence or where. They didn't know. They just wanted to follow her and then possibly get some revenge on the situation.
Sara's mom, Doreen, remembers her daughter running inside the house and grabbing a gun.
She was probably thinking, if they see I have a gun, they're going to back off.
When she came back outside, the bikers say Sara pointed her gun at them. One biker opened fire. You can hear the gunshots on the 911 call.
So these bikers followed this woman back to her residence, all right? She went inside her home, had enough time to go in there, grab a firearm, and come out. Possibly defend herself, possibly exaggerate what she was willing to do to maybe, intimidate these individuals so that they would leave their home with the threat of deadly force. And here we go. Let's see what happens next.
Sara was hit 3 times in the stomach and chest.
She's been shot. My daughter's been shot. Who shot her? One of the motorcycle drivers. She's pregnant. Dear God, she's pregnant.
Inside the house, Sara's 11-year-old daughter, Gianna, was also on with 911.
I heard my mom screaming, and one of the dudes pulled a gun, and I'm just really scared.
This is where she went down, right here.
Sara's mom says there was nothing anyone could do. She lost too much blood.
Get on the ground!
When police...
So the woman came outside with her firearm, tried to threaten these individuals off with the use of force, and they drew on her, or one individual drew on her. If you guys didn't catch it there, he fired 8 rounds and only struck her with 3 rounds, which eventually led her to lose her life. And not only her life, but the life of the unborn child that she was carrying. So let's go ahead and see. Right here, what's happening is the cops are pulling up. The suspect is on the ground.
They put the biker, identified as Andrew Durr, in handcuffs.
That girl tried to kill me. She pointed a gun at me. I'm so sorry. She tried to kill me.
He claimed he shot the pregnant librarian in self-defense. He has not been charged. For Sara's mom, that's a tough pill to swallow.
That just breaks my heart. It doesn't make much sense to me.
The biker did have a legal permit to carry a concealed weapon.
All right, guys. So there's a lot to unpack there on this in this video. The first was, situational awareness, I would say, right? We always push out situational awareness in all of our classes. Had this woman been paying a little bit more attention, now, of course, we're all a little bit guilty of possibly pulling out in front of somebody, right? Nobody's perfect. But situational awareness was step 1. Step 2 was then at that point, or mistake number 2, I guess, was road rage, right? There was no effort to deconflict. So this lady pulled out in front of these bikers, possibly hitting one of them. It's unclear at this point whether she hit the biker there or when the biker pulled up next to her, drove up next to her while they were driving, she swerved and hit the biker. Regardless, she ended up using her automobile to try to wreck another individual. Unfortunately, we don't have her side of the story. All we have is a 911 call, but we don't know the full story. Mistake number 3, and this is on the accused, right? Instead of falling back, taking the lady's license plate number, calling law enforcement, which he did call law enforcement, he decided to follow her. Not only he, but him and 2 of his companions decided to follow this individual to her home. Mistake number 4 was the woman ran inside, good, but she came back out brandishing a firearm. Right now, I don't know what her intentions were. As her mother said there, maybe she thought that had she gone outside and brandished the firearm, that may intimidate these individuals enough to, they would leave and situation would be resolved. The cops would show up, take a statement, whatever. But when she came outside and brandished her firearm, the suspect, and this is mistake number 5, I'm losing track here. There's so many mistakes, so many things went wrong here. Mistake number 5, the suspect decided to open fire on her, eventually causing her to lose her life and the life of her unborn child that she was carrying. Now, lots of 911 calls are going on. Mistake number 6 is this. When the suspect, when the police rolled up on the suspect, he started running his mouth. And that's kind of a violation of one of our fundamental rules, shut up and lawyer up, right? Because anything that suspect says during that time can and will be used against him. I am not the jury. I'm not here to push blame on this individual. I just wanted to call to attention that it's a good idea at that point for him to just shut up and lawyer up. Anytime that his firearm is used, either drawn or used in a self-defense situation, you should always be calling your lawyer. We recommend using U.S. Law Shield. There's a couple of phone numbers on the cards that you get when you join that membership. You call the lawyer, right? Tell him what happened. Call your family, tell them, hey, there may be some news reporters showing up, and there's always some phone calls you want to make. He violated that. He didn't shut up and lawyer up. He started spilling his beans to the law enforcement officers there. So with all that, there's a lot of stuff to unpack, and what I want to do here, as we're prone to do on this channel, is I want to go ahead and show you guys what the law says. So if you guys didn't catch it, this did happen in Florida, okay? And what I wanted to know was, all right, what are Florida's standings on, stand your ground and the use of deadly force when it comes to like castle doctrine or something like that? So I went ahead and I pulled up the chapter. So this is from the 2021 Florida statutes. This is in the title, the crimes book, chapter 776, justifiable use of force. So in subsection here, 776.013, home protection, use or threatened use of deadly force, presumption of fear of death or great bodily harm. All right, there's a couple of them here. A person who is in a dwelling or residence in which the person has a right to be, which the woman was, okay, has no duty to retreat and has the right to stand his or her ground and use or threaten to use non-deadly force, okay, or when you look at subparagraph B here, deadly force, if he or she reasonably believes that using or threatening to use such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or herself or another, or to prevent the imminent commission of a forcible felony, right? All this right here, guys. And again, this will be copied and pasted over there in our blog article. You guys could use this for your own references in the future. Make sure you guys are checking out PTPGun.com and perusing the blog articles that we have over there. Now, so in this situation, the woman was justified by coming outside of her home and brandishing her firearm, threatening the use of deadly force. She had no duty to retreat. In fact, she is backed by stand your ground laws in Florida to prevent what could be perceived as imminent deadly harm to herself or her loved ones. As we know, her mom and her daughter were in the house, right? So I'm not seeing how this was a justifiable use of force from the motorcyclist. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not law enforcement. We will leave that up to the judge and jury to determine this man's fate. All I wanted to do was point out some of the stuff that I thought went wrong. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that, you know, you really shouldn't be practicing road rage. You really shouldn't be following somebody onto their residence, and then whenever they try to scare you off, you kill them. It doesn't make any damn sense, guys. All right? Get smarter, follow the laws, guys. And, you know, what I want to look at here, what I want to try to tell you guys about is this unique offering that we have coming up here at PTPGun.com. Practical training professionals for all you guys that are ever wondering what PTP stands for. We're based out here in Southern Maryland. We cover all of the DMV. And one of the things that we're really starting to bring out to our classes is this concept of home defense and personal protection awareness, right? So make sure you head over there to our website, PTPGun.com. Start looking in the blog articles there, guys. And if not, head over to our services tab if you're in this area and find one of our home defense classes that we have coming up. Why am I saying that? Had this woman taken proper precautions in her home and had a self-defense or a home protection plan in place, I doubt that she would have ran outside her home and started brandishing her firearm and you know, maybe she could have left this situation alive. Again, I'm not victim blaming. I hate to see stuff like this happen, guys. I wish she had taken better precautions and been more prepared to deal with this situation like this, which very well could have became a home invasion, okay? So with that, guys, as always, make sure you guys are dropping down there, hitting that subscribe button. If you want to see more content like this, share it with a buddy. Turn on that notification tab, guys. And head over to the website. Check us out. See what we're doing over there at PTPGun.com. Until next time, guys, learn, defend, prevail. We're out.